Is it true that I'm a rapper and I can dance?
I don't look at the government to help me.
So talking about Toronto, Canada, how is the situation right there?
With the one and only Eddie. They call me daughter of God. I produce myself. I be all day, she nothing they move me self.
Yeah, you're killing it.
And so far, I've been seeing Kenya loving the song.
And you know what? I'm so blessed. God's so good.
I survived.
I think Germany is great. I think Germany has a lot of potential.
I actually did know.
I am a teacher professionally.
The purpose of the dance is to celebrate God. It's just celebrating Him, so there is no any other reason.
Amen. Everything is good to go.
Yes, my name is Awesome People. God bless you. Nah, I'm so blessed being here, man.
We need to buy tickets. All right. It's my pleasure having you. Let's do this.
Yo, what's up, good people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Kamaka, welcome to your birthday show. Not only in 254, but to go international, man. In case you don't know, so make sure to follow across our social media platforms as Volcan 254 Entertainment. So Kamaka tuna come live each and every Wednesday na saa 5:30 all the way to 6 p.m. Kama dawa. Najua umerequest sana the one and only Kwambox na kama kawa ako online, such a positive and cool energies, vibes, anadai kubonga na nyinyi right about now. So anything unafika unadai kujua from the one and only Kwambox, make sure una comment hapo hivyo kwa comment section, then she'll be getting back to you before we wind up this show. So ladies and gentlemen, you ain't ready for the one and only Kwambox. Hey, niaje Kwambox.
Hey, wagwan. Niko fiti Voke, uko poa?
Niko fine, nice having you here.
It's good to have you as well. Nimeshukuru sana your invites. I know it's been a long time coming, but finally I'm here.
We made it. So like kuna a lot of your fans are watching you, and right about now wanadai kusikia ukiwagotea in your vernacular.
Hey. Abantu bamintuka kimbia more njenkoro kukwambuka naende amaiga mange for being here. Voke, asante sana for inviting me. Naende continue to use the hashtag ya Voke. Ish bana, I'm pressure.
A very big shout out to the one and only Kwambox. So usitake jua hiyo ni lugha gani, hebu ingia huko kwa dictionary. Anyways, Kwambox, according to what you've just spoken right now in your vernacular, hebu niambie what's so common or what's so unique about your home village?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. I find, okay, I don't know whether it's unique. Najua ushago kila mtu salimiana. Hiyo inakuanga fiti. Unique in my home village. I have to nice. I mean, Kisii is the home of soapstone, but I have two shagses. Kisii is where my mom comes from. Kakamega is where my dad comes from, and in Kakamega, you know, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. What's unique? Najushago maze kuna watu wengi wanatoka hizi area. Nasema Kisii kuna soapstone, which is unique to Kisii maze. Yeah. So that makes us unique.
All right, now you know from the one and only Sheila Kwamboka. A very big shout out to you. So, yep. So, to you again, like nadai kujua, have you ever asked yourself some questions? Yani ushaijiuliza maswali fulani. If no, why? And if yes, give me one question that you asked about you.
Are you asking if I have private conversations with myself? Of course, everybody has private conversations with themselves. Mi kitu yenye mushi na nikishangaa is like, you know, why are people short? As in, I'm 5'11", you know, what is life like for a short person? I can't imagine. Mtoi your whole life. So mtu ako 5'10" na below, nyinyi ni wafupi. What is life like? Is it worth living? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I always wonder about, you know, what is life like for short people? Like, I wouldn't trade being tall. Yeah, that's a very random question.
All right. So, wewe kama kwa box, like, what do you think that people have no idea about you?
So many things, guys, you don't know me. Just because you see me on the internet doesn't mean you know me. There's so many things. Like, I like my quiet time. I spend probably 90% of my time alone, so I can recharge my energy. What else? I spend a lot of time listening to music, and contrary to popular belief, my favorite genre is jazz, and 70s funk. You know, I like funk. I like soul. I love R&B. So that's what I spend most of my time listening to. But jazz and classical music is what I love to listen to. It's the only thing that helps me calm my mind. But I do listen to a lot of genres of music. Just recently, I've started to kubali to listen to Lingua.
All right. A very big shout out to you. So, juu ya hiyo story nadai kujua, you've been on TV before, and right about now you are on radio. So, can I know or can your fans know what makes you maybe different from other radio presenters?
I'll be honest. I don't check other presenters. I don't listen to no radio when I'm not on radio. I only listen to my station, and that's to hear it. In terms of content, unless I'm on the station, I don't really listen to anything else. I think I can only speak for myself. I adopted this mission in life that if I'm going to do anything and it's worth doing, then I do it or I don't do it. It's as simple as that. So I go hard. I spend preparing for. I always trying to see what people should know about. I don't do content that is trending. So it can trend. For everybody can be talking about, I don't know, BBI or so and so is blah blah blah. I don't create content from what's trending. I create content from what is relevant for my audience and how can they grow and how can they learn, because they're giving me 4 hours of their time. So I better make it worth their while. So I put my content out. I can't tell you what the other people do, but that's what I do.
What's your greatest lesson Ushai learn working on media?
Gosh, there's so many lessons. Like when someone tells you they're going to come for a breakfast show, 99% of the time they won't show up. No, okay, I'm lying. What have I learned about media, working in radio? I learned a lot about human habits. I think, contrary to popular belief, everybody wants to be better than they were yesterday. And especially doing breakfast, you realize that there are people who wake up very early. A lot of young people, unajua kuanga lazy. Kuna wale wako lazy na wale hana mwelekeo, lakini kuna wengi ambao wako na focus, wako na mwelekeo. And these guys wake up early, and they always want to know how themselves better. Do they get distracted by what's happening on social media? Hell's yeah. And so yeah, that's one thing. I learned that Kenyans are really your story ati sijui ati Kenyans are not into sijui nini. Kenyans are smart, and realize that there's a lot of thought that is put into confusing Kenyans on a daily basis. Why? Because Kenyans are smart. So those are a few things that I've learned while I'm on radio. I've also learned, before I joined radio, I fell for the fallacy that Kenyans are tribalist and Kenyans just want Kenya to be a better place. Yes, those are the ones that usually, they're the ones who are on Twitter making a lot of noise. But the smart Kenyans, the ones who want the country to be better, the ones who aren't taking part in corruption, the ones who wouldn't, bribe to get somewhere, there are a lot of them out there, and they want the best version of Kenya, and they're out there. Yeah, I mean, I learn a lot when I'm interacting with people on the radio. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So maybe if you're given a chance to change something in a Kenyan media house, what are you going to change?
I don't know. I don't think there's much at change. I think a lot of first I have to say kudos. Kenyan media, one of the top. I think if you look at, I mean, it's easy about they put CG Niger content, Mexican content, out where it matters in terms of sharing informed people. And you're well informed because the media is doing its job, right? So is it the job of the media to go and fight corruption? Oh, hells no. I feel like on a daily basis, unless you just don't want to know what's going on and you're not interested, I'm on just huyo news on top of kukuambia Kenya upali wameiba na, and a lot of journalists put their lives on the line for you guys. A lot. They put their lives on the line. Angalia watu kama akina John Alanamu. Angalia hata ule msee mwenye alikuwa MP Hindi, Mohammed, right? Jichopevu, who's a very good friend of mine. Both of these are very good friend of mine. I have seen them sacrifice their lives, go above the call of duty to be able to tell us what's going on. Hata Kesika Goldenberg, hizi masandals zote za corruption. If the media was really trash, how would you have known about these things? So it means Kenyans are really working, and media are working overtime to be able to entertain. I probably would add change. Add is for the adoption of the digital space. Real quick. I feel like we're taking a long time. Standard has a fabulous digital platform, and so many others. So yeah, all I'd say is, just embracing the digital real quick, because with all these other platforms of misinformation. So I think that would be the one thing.
Yep. The one and only Kwambox kama kaa nawakilisha hapa hivi leo kwa line according to your request. So if you're joining us right now, hii ni My Make Show. What's your make? Catch us live each and every Wednesday now, Sato, 5:30 p.m. all the way to 6. So let me know unadai kujua nini exactly from Kwambox. Hebu type hapo hivyo kwa comment section, alafu atakuwa na respond. So getting back to you Kwambox, like anadai kujua what's your definition of making it. Unasikianga my boys wameomoka, make it, but what's really your definition?
So my definition is basically, if you can be able to start something that you have a passion for, like for example, for me, it was radio, and I was willing to start very bottom and build myself up with no sijui atikam nikusaidie. I believe sikuingia radio ati kwa sababu nilikuwa Big Brother. What? Nobody wanted to give me any opportunity. I literally was given a chance to be on radio, and I was going to make it. I'm going to learn every day. I'm going to keep getting better. And every single day I strive to be better than I was. So what is my version of kuomoka or to, success or making it is when you have an idea or a plan and going to learn how to, for example, if you want to be a DJ, you say, all right, the plan is I'm going to be a DJ. Where do I start? And you start, interning for DJs. You start learning the trade. You start understanding what it takes to DJ for a club vis-a-vis what it takes to DJ for a radio, or what it takes to, DJ for an event. You start slowly, practicing and getting better, and you're at a gig, until after a couple of gigs, you're able to buy decks. After a couple of, gigs, you're able to hire staff, to form a company, to start doing international gigs. And that, it's not about the money. It's not about ati venye jina yako imejulikana. It's about you seeing that vision, that dream that you had slowly come alive. So for me, make every single day better than the day. I kudos myself and I say, wow, I've managed to open this door. Great. Now, what can we do here? So making it is a destination rather than a journey. I think from the moment you just make a step towards that vision, you'll be making it.
You know, Kwambox, you mentioned about Big Brothers Africa, and last time I had an interview on TV with the one and only Sabina Stella. I'm not pretty sure if you know her, but she said Big Brothers was such a worse experience for her because she also attended as well. She is an actor, Mwala, and also she's doing some other government projects. So what's your experience on Big Brothers Africa?
I mean, I went for Big Brother twice. I went the first time, Big Brother 3, and then they did an All-Stars, Big Brother 5, and they asked the viewers who they would like to get back. And I ended up being the one to represent Kenya for the second time. And both experiences were a bit different. The first time I went, I just come from covering post-election 2007 as a reporter, and I quit my job because I'd seen so much. So I just wanted a break, and boom, Big Brother happened to be the break. So for me, I had zero experience. The time I went, I had just spent 2 years understanding fame, on that scale, So it was not a good experience for me when I left the first time, because when I came out, I didn't realize just how big this platform was. I didn't realize just how you'd become. And I realized I actually had surrounded myself with a lot of fake, I was in the paper daily, blogs were always writing about me. At that time, the blogs were Kina Pulse and the Buzz, the few people that had WordPress for me. So I didn't actually want to go back the second time. My mom actually convinced me. And so I went back the second time. And it was a bit different because I went there knowing that I don't owe anyone anything. And so again, I went in and had a good time. And I can say both times were very interesting for me. I thought I always like to be in a space to learn, love to learn. So imagine, where will you ever get an experience where you live with different people from different countries? And it's a social experiment. Even 1% of the world has ever experienced what Big Brother housemates have experienced. So for me, it was a good experience. The only downside was right after I developed anxiety, social anxiety, which I never had before. Right after the show, they started developing social anxiety because you're chilling with like 10 people, and then when you leave, everybody wants to know you. Everybody, everywhere. Yeah. And for 3 months Sorry about that. I got a text.
Okay. So let me know, you as a radio presenter, ile mistake ushai make ukiwa on air. Yeah.
I don't think I have made big blunders. I think there's one time or twice where when I was at Homeboys, and I got so passionate about talking about something. I think it was about gender-based violence or rape or something like that. And I remember I was so infuriated, and I was just like, what the fuck? I just came out. So, yeah, I've said what the fuck loudly. Luckily for me, we had a segment on the show called What the Fuck. So a lot of people didn't really get, but ilikuwa ile ya roho, unajua ile ya, what the fuck, and shit, nika realize I'm on national radio. So, but it wasn't really a big issue. There are a few people who caught it, but everybody else was just like, they thought I said what the fuck.
So you've mentioned Homeboys, HBR, of course, and recently kulikuwa na many issues, sijui nini. You as a radio presenter, what do you think about Shafi, Neville, and DJ Joe's issue?
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
All right. So I think umesema already you having a radio show, a breakfast show already, and come on, let me know hiyo show yako una feel imesaidiaje listeners or your audience?
That's a good question. Like I said, if you prepare, I really value my listeners' time. I don't take it for granted. I'm not the kind of, I learned very early that radio is not about me. It's about the listener. Because without the listener, I wouldn't be on air. So they're giving me the privilege to speak to them. So what I do is I make sure that I create content that they can learn from. I think the signature for me is, yeah, you can be funny, yeah, you can be witty, yeah, you can be smart with your conversation, yeah, you can be articulate, but I focus on, sharing information. And so if you've probably listened to my show, you probably learned a shitload of information that you probably didn't know, because I read a lot. Like I read a lot. So I always have, facts. I love the continent. So I'm always teaching people about stuff in the continent. I've been to 25 African countries, and Africa is just the same everywhere. We all have the same issues. We're all just trying to, have great governance, where we're trying to end corruption. We're trying to, stop being raped by European countries, and so I just try as much as possible to share as much information, whether it's local news, whether it's discussing issues that are affecting us, but at the same time entertaining people. So, I think I've taught people a spinal muscular atrophy. We also spoke about how the events industry is being affected by COVID. And we had, some of the top people in the event space. So yeah, like I said, if you listen to my show, I think, and I've been on radio for 9 years. So, I think I still meet people who tell me stuff like, yo, hey, kama ingekuwa wewe singejua ABCDE. So yeah.
Yo, kama ingekuwa wewe singejua, like, how are you maintaining your figure?
Wow. It's a very interesting question. Thank you very much. Called genes. I think I'm an active individual. I've never fallen in love with the gym. Gym ajanikatia fiti. So I've never fallen in love with the gym. It's not my thing. I used to play sports a lot. I was in the swimming team. I swam for the province of Nairobi when it was still a province in primary school. I played, but I wasn't really good at basketball when I was in high school. When I left high school, I played basketball professionally in the league. So I think these are just residue of all those activity. But aside from that, I think I like to cycle. I don't like to run, but I'm not going to thank that for this body. I'm going to say it's genes, because my mom is also very slim. My sisters are very slim. So.
Got you. So apart from you and maintaining your figure, I also think that your figure qualified to be a model. So let me know, what made you lose an interest of being a model?
That's a very good question. I think, like I told you, if you look back, and I'm currently writing a book, about my life, and I've never been someone to just like do nothing. So modeling, I found it so a challenge. Modeling a challenge, as in sikwa na feel. I won Miss Tourism because, or rather I got into the competition because my mom had injured myself, so I couldn't play basketball. My knee was messed. And me basically, and she was like, yo, oh my God, use your height for something for me. I'm the one who gave back to you. So she made me enroll to Miss Tourism competition, which I won. And then after that, modeling, they came after that. And I just didn't like the industry. Haikuwa inani challenge, alafu kulikuwa na mashoste. Kwa hiyo industry, machalitu wanataka kukatia watoi. So nikona sizani na shit. Si kubaya. Like, wacha, in future, fazili nimefanya vitu zangu. What's happening? I'm an influencer, which is basically a model who's getting paid, So, yeah. I did model. Actually, I'll be honest. I did model for a lot of top brands, including African Heritage. I was an African Heritage model. But, and the money was good. I was in campus. I could do all sorts of things, that a lot of my colleagues in campus, and I was working at K24 at the time. I just didn't like it. I would rather do the, journalism that I was doing than modeling. So I just dropped modeling. That's it. And I did try to model actually in essay. And first, I don't like essay. I can't stay here. And second, I need to go back home and use my talents, which is my voice, which is my intellect. Yeah.
All right. Talking about modeling, make sure na tukachapo Sato live, tutakuwa na Miss World Kenya pia. atuambie experience yake imekuangaje all through. So getting back to the one and only Kwambox, nadai kujua like is it true that financial issues ilifanya usiendele your career of singing?
I wouldn't say financial issues. Who said financial issues? No, not financial issues. Look, I moved to Nigeria, you know, like after Big Brother 2011, I was based in Nigeria, you know, and in Lagos. And I did get to interact with all these top artists, top producers, Shoutout talking at Don Jazzy, Dr. Sid, you know, it was a very good experience. And let me tell you, moving to Nigeria made me, why? Because I watched Nigerians slowly build an industry, patiently. You know, before Akina Wizkid and them, the first time we had Nigerian music popping was Two-Face, you know, African Queen. But, you know, the assumption is that, you know, there was an industry at that time in Nigeria. Hakukuwa na industry, ilikuwa tu akifanya Nasinzia. Was around the same time Two-Face was in area doing African Queen. And interestingly, Nameless's jam Nasinzia ilikuwa imehit in Nigeria. It was such a big tune. Like it was so big, right? So you would say at that point, like when I was in Nigeria, that's when Akina Wizkid had just dropped his first album like the year before, you know, and man, I was like feeling this guy. I was like, oh my God. And, you know, the industry was sizzling. It was popping, you know, the radio stations are only playing Naija music. Everywhere you go, the clubs are playing Naija music, Naija comedy, Naija this, Naija that. And I fell in love with it. And there, shot it on the longest bridge in Africa, third mainland bridge, you know, shut down the bridge, shot it for 5. There was nothing in Kenya at the time. And, you know, I put out the song, and let me tell you, I'll be real with you. I put out the song and I got a lot of hate. And keep in mind, I was in Nigeria recording. I got a lot of hate because I had recorded it here with the Gopa DJs, and then I quickly ran to Nigeria because I was moving there. Like Kenyan blogs, media houses, like were trashing me. It was bad. Like I hear people talking about trolling right now, being trolled by journalists. I was being trolled by journalists, you know, and that was really demoralizing. But it didn't make me realize is that because I had a lot of challenges, even just getting a manager, you know, getting the business of music, putting PR, all this. So when I came back home, my mission changed. Instead of recording my own music, I started focusing on, you know, having a platform where we can start consuming Kenyan music, and it's not only on the radio, but on a weekly basis to make a tupali tunaskiza all the new Kenyan songs, all the new Kenyan performances, the new artists, because not a lot of them were getting a platform. And I saw this is what was making Nigerian music become big. You have to make the Nigerians fall in love with it, give the artists the confidence so that they can go international. So I came back and started Industry Night. And that's the reason I took a break from my music, because I focused on training other artists. And till today, Industry Night is 6 years old, and I've trained over 1,000 artists. I have started with artists, so many artists, name an artist that I haven't worked with. Yeah. So, and this is pro bono.
All right, Kwambox, I got you. So I saw you also working hand in hand with Blaze Kenya. Kindly, briefly, can you break that down?
I'm the host of Blaze 2021, from 2020 to 2021. And I'm so excited about this campaign because when Blaze started, I was actually their captain. For those who know, who went for the launch, the bash at African Heritage, we took the train from Kenya Railways, and so I was always, you know, very passionate about Blaze because youth. I have a passion. Like if you can be able to tap into, if you get it right when you're young, life will, you will have the right skills to navigate life, you know. So when the opportunity came, and they asked me to host the digital episodes, the mentorships, I was so excited. And we so far have episode 3 out. I'm going to urge everyone who's watching to check out Blaze Kenya website, YouTube page, and see the episodes. Amazing mentors giving their story so that it can stand to know that you're in the right path. Si kuomoka tu. Kuomoka ni progress. Kuomoka ni progress.
All right. Okay. You've just mentioned about working with Blaze and also inspiring maybe wase wengi, my youth and so forth. But mi nakutambua kama media personality pia on the other side umewaki na Blaze. So what kind of evidence are you having that for sure what you're doing has impacted maybe some youths or the society at large?
That's a very interesting question. I get feedback every day. You know, dunia ya siku hizi si ati unafanya radio alafu unatuma letter inafika 3 weeks later. Siku hizi unapatiwa feedback immediately. Like as soon as you've had a conversation or you've done something, immediately you get feedback. So I'll talk about, like, say for example, industry night. Some of the artists who you guys are looking at right now and you're saying actually they're the new kids on the block. I trained some of these ones 3 years ago, prepared them for this success that they are experiencing right now. I do sit inside studios when artists are producing or recording their songs so as to be that ear to be able to guide. I do executive production. In terms of mentorships, I have been in several campuses giving, and by the way, this work that I do with artists is all pro bono. Meaning I don't ask for payment. I don't ask to be given credit. It's all for the passion of making sure, especially when I identify an artist who needs the work. And, like for example, the last industry night training classes we had was January 2019 2019, because 2020 was hectic. 2019. And some of the students in that class include Brida LW, you didn't know about him at that time, and Mandy. And they were 5 of the, I've worked with Graph Journal. In terms of impact, it's, information is shared. How you choose to work on that information is all about you. The most we can do is give you the info, train you, give you the skills that you need. After that, ni venye utafanya. Hata kuna ma-artists wametoka, tuseme, like even Des Music, was in that class. So this is one class that has 3 success stories, 3 in one class, and that's 1 month, the next month is another class. So count that from 2014 when we started.
A very, very special shout out to you, especially upatie man ya kuwa na artist wenye sahi wana take Kenya to the world. So like on Sunday, I think previous Sunday nilikuwa nimekuwa na live on IG na ulikuwa unafanya little baby Ayah's fundraising. Na dai kujua like ukiwa kwa hiyo fundraising ulilearn nini? What kind of lesson did you learn about Kenyans or about the whole contribution?
First, for the people who are watching, I think it's important that little Ayah, spinal muscular atrophy is a very rare disease, but just because it's rare doesn't mean that that these families don't need help. So when I heard the story, I definitely had to be a part of it, whatever I could do to support. Because raising 231 million, and that's not all the money they need, raising 231 million is not easy for anyone, including myself. So it really ash to be able to help, little Ayah. And what basically I learned is that Kenyans are very giving people, even in times where guys are really struggling. The economy has not been doing well from last year. And Kenyans from around the world, and not only Kenyans, just Africans in general, because I have fans from all over the world and all over the continent, walikuwa na contribute, and they're still contributing. Another thing I also that we need to get access to good healthcare, because we need the youth to champion such projects, like pushing the government to give you good healthcare, because you're young, but you're gonna get old one day. Or even if I hear, young people call me and they tell me kwa box nafanya kwa factory mazee nilikatwa kidole na alafu employer alinifuta kazi, right? So utaacha job kwa sababu umekatwa kidole, hauta get job ingine, you can't access healthcare, lakini panganga yako ni kuongea juu ya rasa ya verasidika kwa internet, you know? Good healthcare. And I speak about it on my show. I speak about it a lot. If you check, last year the government was doing a universal health coverage program, right? If you don't know what UHC is, go find out about it. But this was your access to good healthcare all across the country. And if you're young, you're saying, okay, sitaijikata kwa kidole maze sifanyangi kazi kwa factory. Think of it like this. Unajua ukikuwa in your 20s, kwa sababu labda wako wa young, maybe they're in their 50s, 40s, right? But when you hit your 30s and 40s, they get into their 50s and 60s. And then they start getting old age diseases. Na kwambia hata ile hustle yako yote umeomoka, hata umeiba pesa zote za golden bag. Utapatiwa bill hapo mazi, utajipata hapo na kipay bill, unasaidia watu kuchangisha. Unanielewa? So healthcare for all is so important. Mama Ayah is not the only one who has a child with spinal muscular atrophy. Kuna wengine hapa Kenya, drug is 231 million. Dawa yenyewe, yani hiyo injection. You know, so we've not even spoken about the treatment, which is $600,000. If you get a random disease like this, is healthcare free. If you get this disease, say in state O, they cover it. Right? They cover it. Wewe unapeleka tu mtoi hosi dokia na kwambia haya mtoi yako na hii sasa, hii ndio procedure. Lakini hapa Kenya hata kwenda hosi, go to the hospital or do you self-medicate? Kila mtu akisema na self-medicate, unaacha paka kwa pain kana unashindwa kuamka kutoka kwa kitanda ni unaenda hosi alafu doctor anakuambia uko na stage 4. You know, so fight for healthcare, you know. Hold your leaders accountable. Youth are the majority in the country. So nini na sponsor sijui ati nani ndio analipa bill za Huda, nani ndio analipia sijui Betty Chalo, wacha na hizo. Focus on there's someone who's paying to have you distracted. Just an idle mind, you're not. There's someone who's paying top bucks to distract you. And the folly here is that you fall for it and you spend your whole day arguing with your boys in the WhatsApp group, alafu siku nalia hata hatuna kazi. Weni haga.
Got you. A very, very big shout out to the one and only Kwambok. So wherever you are watching us from, kama kawaii ni my make sure what's your make. Kama kawa unaweza kuna to watch live weno na Sato 5:30 to 6 p.m. Hivyo tukijua rada ni gani. So right about now swali ya watu uko nayo kwa box, make sure unaitype hapo then atakuwa na respond baadaye. So getting back to you kwa box, kabla tu wind up, nadai kujua like ni nini ile mse aezi expect kutoka kwako in the next coming 5 years?
As in awezi expect ama
aezi expect?
As in what will I surprise guys with in the next 5 years? I guess maybe ati yani nimeboeka na maisha, you know, but unajua maisha ni duara wanasema, you know. The world is I think for me is always just to have that passion. I think since a child I've always been driven, so I guess maybe I think in 5 years time will I still be driven? Oh hells yeah, I want to, you know, I always believe like kama umepatiwa uhai, like if you're alive, it's all about making something, you know. Even if hata salesi jui ni nini inafanya nasema, but like kuna confusion, wacha tu ni find kitu moja nianze kuifanya. Well, I'm doing it, I'll realize okay, this is not the thing, that's the thing, you know. So I think even in 5 years I'll still be driven. So to answer your question, what will someone
Okay, now you know from the one and only Kwambok. But kabla before I let you go, like I heard it from somewhere, so like you're too expensive to date. So I'm not pretty sure if this is the truth, so I want to confirm from you.
Wow. Which ex of mine did you talk to? What I'm trying to say is that I don't think I speak about my personal life. I literally don't speak about my personal life. I don't think I've ever said anything like that. Expensive. No, I don't even know how to answer that question. Sorry, Volcan. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't think I'm expensive to date. I think I'm worth it. You see that? I think I'm worth it. Yeah. And I think relationships are not about money. You know, I feel like young people are losing the plot, like big time. Mnadanganyana sana. Sana. You know, kama una do, you know? And I don't think relationships, I've dated people from all spectrums of the, you know, equation. And I don't think there's ever a time I've asked someone, unafanya kazi gani? No, I don't. I think relationships and understanding that huyo mtu mwenye unaleta karibu na wewe anaweza kukubreak na ama anaweza kukumake. I'm very cautious about, you know, actual relationships, because someone can set you back 10 years, 5 years, just because of your affiliation with them. You know, they say is not a thing. I can take care of myself. Yeah. The question you need to be asking yourself, I'm expensive in terms of my time. I'm expensive in terms of, you know, what value are you adding to my life? Kauna kuja hapa kazi yako tu, tuende kwa hii club. I want someone in my life who ananijenga, you know. We can be able to chill. We can be able to ride our bikes. We can be able to go and have picnics. Yeah, so. Hiyo kwa broke na kwanga tu kwa akili. Unaweza nipeleka hapa Uhuru Park na nijibambe yangu yote, but ni creativity hauna na uko nayo. So on that note, I might be expensive.
All right, just a minute. You've said that labda unadai mse anakujenga mse, you know what I mean? So maybe already umepata such like mse ama what's happening?
No comment. I don't talk about my private life. That if you want longevity, keep your private life out of it. If I want to do the worst thing, staki ati nimetrenduko na mtu mse wangu, unanielewa, and then now you're not able to pay attention to me as a voice of authority when I'm giving you the info on radio. Unafikiria ati umeona hizi picha za kwa box. No. So I don't talk about my private life. I don't think it's of anyone's concern.
Got you. So I feel like yani inaweza kuwa na kuachia hii show utake over. Maybe you are the host and I am your guest. How are you going to introduce me?
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're live right here on Eddie Volcan 254's platform. And this next guest, man, when I tell you about him, I mean, he's got absolute amazing swag. Unaona hiyo bandana mazingi. Kama who watch mazingi hapo Zoom right now, introducing Volcan.
A very, very special shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen, at Kwambox on IG. It's my make show. Let's do this.
Thanks, Volcan.
Hujameka?
Bado.
Tuko na Volcan.
What's poppin', people? What's bratata?
Fat boy brush.
Hey.
Hey, it's my jewels, the strap god is in the house, aka
Wisdom. J-Fa.
One time again.
Chosen one.
Sabina Regine.
Oh yeah. Ati vijana. Tuache miada.
Vipi man,
Thank you.